Fairborn Schools is proud to present the Hall of Honor Class of 2026.
It's on. An old man going a lone highway came at evening cold and gray to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear for him, but he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "you are wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build this bridge at evening tide?" The builder lifted his old gray head. "Good friend, in the path I have come," he said, "there followed after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been as naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building this bridge for him."
Welcome to the 37th Annual Hall of Honor program. If this is your first visit to a Hall of Honor program, we're really glad you came. If you've attended before, we're glad you come back. It's been called the greatest single hour of the school year. There is warmth and great pride in the evening that honors sons and daughters of Fairborn City Schools and the Fairborn community. There are people here from coast to coast and many points in between. They are friends, relatives, neighbors, classmates, teachers, and acquaintances. We come together to honor these people who have brought great credit to themselves, to the Fairborn schools, and to the Fairborn community. We come together to honor these people for their lives of service, achievement, and commitment. As the colors are brought forward, please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be presented by Fair Creek Church Pastor Greg Trout.
Thank you, Pam. Good evening, everyone. Let's pray, please. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for a wonderful evening to be together. This brings back memories for many people, I'm sure. And Lord, I pray that as we're here tonight and we are honoring these people for their accomplishments after they have left this school, and God, you have gifted them, you've given them talents, abilities, and places of influence. God, we want to thank you. And God, we're grateful that we know them, that they have been a part of Fairborn High School, that they are a part of this community no matter where they are. And God, thank you that their influence continues to grow. We pray your blessing upon each one of them. We know that the time that they have been given in the time they were here as students, Lord, they may not have ever thought of a night where they would be honored here. But God, we're grateful that you have done that through their lives, that you've given them a place where they have an opportunity to reach into the lives of many other people. And God, I pray that you will continue now to bless them as they represent this school, but also this community, and God, ultimately you. God, this brings you honor, this brings you glory as we honor them in the Hall of Honor. So God, tonight, we pray that everything that is said and done here would be a blessing to them and to every person attending. And then, Lord, I pray ultimately that it will honor you for what you've accomplished in all of our lives. We're grateful to know you and to have this privilege to speak to you tonight before we continue. It's in your name I pray. Amen. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce the ushers. They're the senior class officers. If you'd please come forward. Brinley Ball, Madison Becker, Claire Campbell, Abby Gumbert, Chelsea McKenzie, and Rain Stepp. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I would also like to thank the senior class officers who you will be hearing from as part of the program, and also the Fairborn City Schools student ambassadors from Fairborn High School and the middle school who are helping with this evening's enshrinement. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Board of Education President, Katie Malad. Katie is not only a leader, but a true advocate for our students, staff, and community. With a strong belief in the power of public education, she works tirelessly to support opportunities that help every student succeed. Through collaboration, thoughtful decision-making, and a genuine commitment to Fairborn, Katie continues to help guide our district forward. Please join me in welcoming Board of Education President Katie Malad.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite you to have a seat. On behalf of the Fairborn City Schools Board of Education, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome to each of our honorees and to your families and friends. It will be an honor to spend this evening reviewing the accomplishments of some of the most successful products our district has ever produced. Looking out at our honorees this evening, I'm reminded of a universal truth. When we're students, or teachers even, we spend years trying to figure out how to get out of our high school hallways and into the real world. But the secret we're celebrating tonight is that the real world is actually built by the people who remember exactly where they came from. To our alumni honorees, your achievements are impressive on paper, but they are transformative in practice. Whether you have excelled in industry, the arts, public service, or innovation, you have carried the name of this district into rooms and spaces far beyond Fairborn, Ohio. But we aren't just honoring your resumes tonight. We're honoring your reach. You didn't just climb the ladder, you reached back and you made sure the rungs were steady for the next generation of students. That is the difference between being a graduate and being an alumnus. One is a status on a transcript, the other is a lifelong commitment to the soil that grew you. There's a specific kind of magic here in Fairborn City Schools. It is the one place where our community decides collectively what the future, our graduates, should look like. And when alumni like you give back, whether through mentorship, scholarship, or simply by being a living example of what is possible, you validate every late-night board meeting and every tax dollar spent. You prove to our current students that this town isn't just a place you leave, it's a foundation that you build upon. You are the proof that the roots grown here are deep enough to support the tallest ambitions. So, to our honorees, thank you for making us look good. Thank you for proving that the investment we make in our classrooms pays dividends in the character of our citizens. I'd like you to join me, please, in a big round of applause and welcoming for our honorees this evening. May your paths continue to lead you to great things, and may they always, or occasionally, lead you back home. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. I would now like to welcome the Fairborn High School Student Congress leadership to honor our inductees. These students represent the very best of our school community. Through their involvement in Student Congress, they have demonstrated leadership, service, and a commitment to making a positive impact in our school. They carry the traditions and pride of Fairborn forward. Please join me in welcoming our Student Congress representatives, each of whom will speak, Abigail Hauser, Lila Malcolm, Charlie Meinhardt, Athena Richter, and Taylor Yoakum.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Athena Richter. I'm a junior and a Student Congress officer. Me and my fellow officers are so grateful to speak today. I've been at Fairborn my entire life, and I love every second of it. Thank you guys so much.
My name is Abby Hauser, and I've been with Fairborn City Schools my entire life. Since being chosen to lead Student Congress, I've gotten to see the direct effect that school events have on students. Homecoming, the Boys' Choice Dance, Spirit Weeks, all the things that help Fairborn students enjoy their time here more. Planning these events and then attending them to see the outcome has filled me with pride for not only my school community, but for the tools that Student Congress has given me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lila Malcolm, and I have been attending Fairborn City Schools for the entirety of my educational career. My prompt is, why is it an honor to speak at this ceremony? Well, I know exactly what I want to say. It is a huge honor and privilege to speak here tonight, because one day I could be in your position. One day any Fairborn student could be in this position. As a student, it is so encouraging to see all of you wonderful people who have accomplished so many things in our community. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, inductees, for showing us that Skyhawks can achieve anything.
Hi, my name is Charlie Meinhardt, and I have attended Fairborn City Schools my whole life. I have always loved learning, and I believe that Fairborn has made my learning experience incredibly special. I have met more amazing peers and friends than I can count on one hand through Fairborn, but that's only half of what makes my time at school so important. The teachers and staff members here have had such a positive impact on my life and have shaped who I am today. This is why Fairborn is important to me, and I thank you all, staff members, teachers, and inductees, for your hard work to make Fairborn important to everyone. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Taylor Yoakum. I'm a senior at Fairborn, and I've been at Fairborn City Schools my entire life. My prompt was just to thank you all for letting us speak tonight on behalf of not only Student Congress, but the student body at Fairborn. We would like to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with you all tonight. We've enjoyed sharing our thoughts and respect towards our Hall of Honor inductees, and we cannot be more proud of our community. Fairborn works effortlessly to give us all opportunities and just things that not every school does, and we are so grateful for that. So congratulations to all of the inductees. Fairborn is incredibly proud of all of you, and thank you and have a good night.
I would next like to introduce Dr. Sue Brackenhoff, who will deliver an important message about this evening.
Good evening and welcome to the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor induction ceremony. It is truly a special night as we come together to recognize individuals whose achievements, character, contributions have made a lasting impact on our schools, community, and beyond. The Hall of Honor represents the very best of what it means to be a part of Fairborn: dedication, excellence, and a commitment to making a difference. Tonight, we celebrate not only the accomplishments of our inductees, but also the example they set for our students. They remind us of what is possible through hard work, perseverance, and a pride in where you come from. On behalf of our Board of Education, staff, students, and the entire Fairborn community, thank you for joining us as we honor these outstanding individuals. It is a privilege to recognize their legacy and to share this moment together. At the reception following the induction ceremony, please be sure to take a look at the focus of Fairborn City Schools for the future. You will see our portrait of a skyhawk and the strategic plan. Welcome and enjoy this memorable evening.
The words to the Fairborn High School alma mater were penned by Harry Smith, the class of 1912, who served the Fairborn City Schools for 40 years and who is enshrined in the Hall of Honor. He set the words to the familiar and well-known music of the Cornell University alma mater. Special guests, will you please stand and recall your special high school memories as the Chamber Chorale, under the direction of Karen Goretta, sings the Fairborn High School alma mater. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to recognize previous Hall of Honor inductees who may be in attendance this evening. When I call your name, please stand and be recognized. Ryan A. Williams, the class of 1998. J. Craig Moore, the class of 1968. Edward L. Gibbons, Fairborn City Schools Principal and Director of Business Affairs. Warren K. Brown, class of 1960. Michael G. Hazley, class of 1967. James L. Rout, Jr., class of 1998. Norma Watson Nicola, Fairborn City Schools nurse. Michael L. Sewer, class of 1963. Barbara W. Parsons, Fairborn City Schools teacher and senior class advisor. M. Joyce Dennis, Fairborn City Schools teacher and counselor. William N. Arnold, Officer Bill, Crime Prevention Officer. Michael J. Foy, Class of 1978. Major Gregory H. Johnson, Class of 1980, astronaut and fighter pilot. Thank you all very much for attending this evening. Bill and Jane Dorley are the executive director and manager of the Fairborn Fish Food Pantry. Bill holds a master's degree and spent 44 years in education, 32 of them in the Fairborn City Schools as a first grade teacher at Black Lane Elementary School and the primary school, and he was a 3-time Teacher of the Year. Jane holds a Master of Science in Public Health, specializing in critical care, hospice, and palliative nursing, and was a clinical assistant professor at Wright State University. As a nurse researcher and recognized expert, Jane has published over 30 articles in national and international journals on hospice and palliative care research, winning many awards for her research, teaching, and nursing skills. Throughout their working careers, they delivered meals for St. Vincent de Paul, and upon retirement became volunteers at the Fairborn Fish Pantry, where in 2015, Jane became the executive director and Bill the pantry manager. Jane was inducted into the Greene County Women's Hall of Fame in 2024, and together, Bill and Jane were the Sweet Corn King and Queen in 2025, and Grand Marshals of the Fairborn 4th of July Parade that same year. They have 2 daughters, both graduates of Fairborn City Schools. Dr. Sarah Dorley, a member of the Hall of Honor, is a faculty member at both Stanford University and the University of New Mexico, and Pamela Altimos is a licensed counselor and consultant to Johns Hopkins and Mount Sinai Hospital. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Bill and Jane Dorley for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I'm honored to stand before you tonight and to be inducted into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor. This recognition means a great deal to me because it reflects not just my efforts, but the spirit of a community that believes in lifting one another up. Life is a gift. And it offers us the privilege, opportunity, and responsibility to give something back. Fairborn City Schools has always been more than a place of learning. It is a place where values are shaped, where compassion is encouraged, and where people are given the opportunity to make a difference. I am deeply grateful to be a part of that legacy. My dad instilled in me the importance of being a good steward for your community. One of the greatest privileges I've had is working to expand Fairborn Fish Food Pantry. What began as a very modest effort has become something much more impactful, and that is largely due to the generosity and support of this school system. Fairborn City Schools didn't just allow the idea, they embraced it. They created a space for Fairborn Fish to expand, to reach more families, and to better serve our community. Because of that support, we've been able to provide not just food, but dignity, hope, and reassurance to people who need it the most. That kind of impact does not happen alone. It takes a community willing to invest in others, and that is exactly what Fairborn City Schools has done. This honor belongs to all of you as well, educators, administrators, students, and community members who continue to show what it means to care for one another. I am proud to be associated with a place that values service as much as success. Thank you for this incredible recognition, and thank you for continuing to make Fairborn, a community where people truly look out for each other. It is an honor I will carry with me always. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this honor. I still remember a moment from when I was in 8th grade at a parochial school in Kettering. Well, one day the teacher had everyone stand and read a passage aloud out of a book. And I thought at the time, this doesn't seem like a really good idea. But anyway, I was shocked to find out that the 4 boys that sat in the back of the class couldn't read. In fact, they couldn't read a lick. They were super embarrassed, and I was embarrassed for them. We were in 8th grade, and they couldn't read. That moment stayed with me. I was then, and I decided I wanted to become a teacher because I thought I could do better. My father, who was vice president of Winners National Bank, worried about that decision. He wasn't sure I was going to be able to make a living on a teacher's salary. I began my career in special education, where I discovered a structured reading program developed by Siegfried Engelmann that truly worked. It gave students the tools they needed to succeed. I saw children learn to read, children who had struggled for years, and some were even able to transition back into the regular classroom, avoiding the label of being called special needs kids. Later, Mel Sturtz gave me the opportunity to teach first grade at Black Lane. And I have to say, I thought all the kids in my class were geniuses. First grade is all about teaching reading, and I was in heaven. Tonight, I'm deeply honored and grateful to be selected for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor. Thank you for the recognition.
Emily Gay is a 2009 graduate of Fairborn High School, where she was a basketball cheerleader and performed with the Miami Valley Dance Center. She earned a Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Studies in 2014 from Wright State University, where she was a sports writer for the student newspaper, The Guardian, and a sports producer for WWSU 106.9 radio, and was also a cheerleader for the Indianapolis Colts during the 2011-12 season. She is currently pursuing a Master of Arts in Public Administration. She began her professional career in broadcast journalism at WHIO-TV in Dayton as a news producer, executive producer, and content manager. She led coverage during several major regional crises, including the 2019 Memorial Day tornadoes and the Oregon District mass shooting. She also launched the Orange Zone, a local sports show. She has earned national recognition for her work and has received numerous prestigious honors, including a National Edward R. Murrow Award. In 2024, she returned to Fairborn to serve as Fairborn's communications manager, where she is the city's official spokesperson. She leads all media relations, crisis communications, and public engagement initiatives. She serves as a Fairborn Chamber of Commerce ambassador and is a member of the United States Air Force Marathon Fly Zone Committee, Fairborn's 250th Celebration Board, and the Rotary Club of Fairborn, where she also serves on the Rotary Club Foundation Board. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Emily M. Gay for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Thank you so much for this incredible honor. I also want to thank and congratulate everyone who's up here with me tonight. It's an honor to be next to you. First, I want to thank my parents. Your endless encouragement, guidance, and belief in me has carried me through every challenge and every milestone. I would not be here without your love and support. I also want to thank Fairborn City Manager Mike Gebhardt for giving me the opportunity to return back home to the city of Fairborn and for always supporting my passion for communication and public service. To my dance teacher, Kelly Fuller, the owner and director of Miami Valley Dance Center and fellow Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor inductee, thank you for instilling in me tenacity, grit, and determination that shaped who I am today. You taught me that focus and perseverance, I could achieve anything I set my mind to, and that lesson has stayed with me in every chapter of my life. I also want to thank my favorite teacher and now Superintendent Amy Gayhart for her guidance and encouragement from my high school years to today. I'm especially honored that this Hall of Honor nomination was submitted by Amy. It's inspiring to work alongside her as we serve our community. I've been fortunate to spend my career doing what I love, telling the stories that matter, connecting with people, and serving the community that shaped me. My journey has taken me from the fast-paced world of TV news to a role where I now have the privilege to tell Fairborn's story every day. This recognition means so much, not just for what it represents about the past, but for what it inspires for the future. Thank you again to everyone who has been a part of my journey. I'm incredibly proud to share this moment with you.
Gary Johnson graduated in 1979 from Fairborn Park Hills High School, where he was field commander of the Viking Guard and member of Viking Lords Stage Band, a cappella choir, and show choir. He has served as conductor and artistic director of the Fairborn Civic Band for 30 years, is the co-director of the Fairborn Regional Orchestra, is a soloist with the Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra Chorus, and for 27 years, he has been the entertainment coordinator of the Fairborn Sweet Corn Festival. In 1996, Johnson began a 25-year career in music education, teaching and directing bands and choirs in area public and parochial schools, and also serving as director of music for several Miami Valley area churches. In 2021, Johnson retired from teaching, and he is now a real estate agent with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Professional Realty. As a talented recording artist, he has produced multiple projects and was honored to have his composition, Sharing the World, played as a wake-up call for his brother Greg when he was the pilot of the Space Shuttle Endeavour. In 2025, he received the Chamber of Commerce Jack Hulsman Civic Award and was also named a Fairborn Area Historical Society legend. He and his wife, Donna, have one daughter, Mary Jo, who is completing her Master of Music and Violin performance at Bowling Green State University. Tonight, Gary joins his brother Gregory and sister Robin in the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Gary C. Johnson for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Firstly, I'd like to thank the Fairborn City Schools and the Hall of Honor Selection Committee and to everyone gathered here for this celebration. And congratulations to all the fine recipients of this Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor, past and present. This evening, I'm deeply moved and profoundly humbled to be receiving this honor. And I believe all of this can be summed up in 3 words. Soli Deo Gloria. To God be the glory alone. I don't speak Latin, but I do love to sing Latin. Here's another one. Musica est Dei donum optimi, which means music is God's greatest gift. Maybe not his greatest gift. Of course, his greatest gift is the gift of reconciliation and salvation, and I thank God for all of these. I thank God for fathers and for mentors, for mothers and mentors. My earthly father, Harold Cummings Johnson, instilled in me at a very young age the deep appreciation for the beauty and glory, as well as respect for this intangible gift, music. He warned me that a musician's life would be challenging, that is, to make a living. He said, "Son, you'll have to moonlight." And moonlight I did. Over time, during my musical career, I served as a full-time music educator in public schools, a minister of music at local churches, and a gigging musician, all at the same time, performing for folks, celebrating, mourning, fellowshipping in all settings, just to make a living. Interfacing with people is a distinct honor and a gift for which I am grateful. I thank God for my school years mentors, specifically Robert DePiro, my high school band director, who frequently took me aside and straightened me out vigorously. He has, to this day, the gift of music and the gift to synergize young developing musicians to create glorious music. During my tenure here at Fairborn High School, our band, the Viking Guard, was awarded hundreds of first-place trophies, all because Mr. D and others believed so strongly in us, devoting all of their time to us. Also, Richard Maloney drove us to greatness as our vocal music educator and mentor, an a cappella choir, the Valhalla's show choir, and solo and ensemble work. They led us to many superior ratings and insisted on musical excellence. But I believe the real champions and recipients of this award this evening are the many, many musicians, past and present, who generously volunteer their time and talents in devotion to the Fairborn Civic Band and the Fairborn Regional Orchestra. There you are, here in the audience. Thank you. Weekly, I stand before them and wave my arms and call out loudly, and they work hard creating soaring sounds at celebrations and ceremonies for Fairborn and for the glory of God. We will continue to provide uplifting, meaningful, comical, celebratory, patriotic music for the Fairborn and its citizens for years to come, as long as we are able. By the way, we rehearse at the Abiding Christ Lutheran Church on Thursday nights at 7:15. If you have a gift of music, come share it with us. Or we'll see you at the Fairborn Independence Day celebrations and at the Free on Friday concert, July 24th, where we'll celebrate 250 years of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Brent Naughton graduated in 1991 from Fairborn High School, where he was art editor of the yearbook and a member of the baseball and basketball teams. He played Fairborn Little League and Babe Ruth baseball and operated a baseball card shop called The Dugout. He attended the Central Academy of Commercial Design in Cincinnati. He then moved to Colorado, where he worked on design projects and illustrated a children's book. While he was living in Phoenix, Arizona, he illustrated a Western novel and designed a ticket for the Arizona State Lottery. Returning to Cincinnati, he took a position at Desky and then joined Libby Perzisk Kathman LPK. In 2011, he left the package design field to create traditional sports art. His artwork has been displayed at the Roberto Clemente Museum in Pittsburgh, the Dayton Art Institute, and the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, and has been shown in sports art shows, national magazines, television programs, national sports card companies, and is in the personal art collections of several professional athletes. He has created 4 portraits for a local organization called Portrait of a Soul, and in the fall of 2025, he and his wife, Michelle, took stewardship of the company, and he now serves as its president. He will host his first portrait unveiling this November at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Tonight, he joins his father, William Naughton, a member of the class of 2016 in the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Brent G. Naughton for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Thank you for this honor. I'd like to say when I was in the second grade, I decided I was going to be one of two things: the center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds or an artist. And you may ask, how does a second grader come to such a decision? Simply put, I was raised by an amazing and supportive family. My parents, Helen and Bill Naughton, believed in their 3 kids. To show you how supportive my family was, my entire family helped me open a tiny baseball card shop when I was only 16. My father went out and found the perfect location. It was on Sports Street near Green Acre Swimming Pool in the baseball park. My mom helped me keep the books for the store and would drive me to find inventory. My sister Lori helped me arrange all the cards through the store and calmly explained to a very shy kid that I'd actually have to talk to people when they came into the store. My brother Bill created a logo, business cards, a sign, and a couple hand-drawn murals on the back of the building, which reminds me, Bill, the check is in the mail for all that work. My tiny card shop was called The Dugout and remains one of the most important adventures of my life. It helped me learn to communicate with people of all ages here in Fairborn. My store also provided a cool place for my classmates after hours, so we had a nice, safe place. Thank you to everyone who walked through that door, bought cards, or my friends. I'm a product of Fairborn Little League in Babe Ruth baseball. I had amazing coaches like Mr. Ed Whited, Mike Yeary, and Don Brackett. All of these guys donated their time to us, the kids of Fairborn, so thank you to each one of them. I attended Mary Helpa Christian School and had amazing classmates and fantastic teachers like Kathy Rosengarten, Connie Steele, Sister Diane, and I even had a favorite priest. He was young, and he was 6'8". His nickname was Father Stretch. He could relate to all of us, and occasionally he would pop into our basketball practice, and if we had a good practice, we kind of behaved, he'd take the ball and dunk it once for us, which was awesome. When I entered Fairborn High School, I met my school counselor. He was very quiet but very kind. His name was Ben Capel. Mr. Capel was a huge supporter of me, and he helped me get into loads of art classes my freshman year. Some classes were even for the older kids, but somehow Mr. Capel made it happen. I think by talking to me, he understood art was my calling. At the time, Fairborn had a fantastic art program, and that was due to 3 main teachers. The first is Mr. Paul Buford. It's actually Paul Buford's birthday today. The second was a man named George Armstrong. George Armstrong was a fantastic artist and was funny. I look forward to seeing him every day. The third teacher was Miss Carol Walker. She was a force. She pushed us every day, and our classes were inspiring and fun. And if we didn't work, she would definitely knock us down a peg. She let me know I was on the right path. Simply put, Mrs. Walker was awesome. I'm grateful for everything that she did for me, as well as the other teachers at Fairborn. I realize not everyone values art education, but for kids like me, it was perfect. It's where I fit in, and I knew that I would make a lifetime of creating artwork. So it all started here at Fairborn. Since then, I've worked on global brands. I've worked for athletes and collectors. The other great thing about art is I actually met my wife through art. She's also a very talented artist, and as you can imagine, very patient. So thank you, Michelle. I'll end on this full circle moment. By being a sports artist, occasionally I have the chance to meet my heroes. And a few years back, I was asked to do a live portrait. So there was a golf tournament, and a ball player named Dave Parker asked me to do a portrait of him, and then we'd auction the piece off at the end. So I was in the tent working away all by myself when in walks Dave Parker and a man named Eric Davis. Eric Davis was the center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds when I was growing up. He came directly to me, and he sat and he talked baseball. He shared some funny stories with me. And, the kid inside of me is just, I can't believe this. My tail's wagging, and I'm just happy as can be. About 20 minutes into the conversation, I said, I'm going to tell him. So I said, in the second grade, I decided I was going to be one of two things: the center fielder for the Cincinnati Reds or an artist. Mind you, I wanted to steal Eric's job. He looked at me and my rather husky physique, and he looked at my artwork, and he simply said, I think you made the right choice. I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm grateful. Thank you, Fairborn. Special thanks to Lori, Amy, and everyone who had to sit through this speech. Go Skyhawks.
Donald Pugh graduated in 1971 from Fairborn High School, where he was a member of the National Honor Society, Aristotelian Society, and Chess Club, and was recognized as a National Merit Scholarship participant. He participated in the American Field Service and was a delegate to Buckeye Boys State. He earned a Bachelor of Arts at Abilene Christian University and a master's degree from the United States Air Force War College. He was a radio and television news reporter in Abilene, Texas, and then returned to Ohio to begin his 35-year career at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where his final assignment was Chief of Enterprise Integration in the System Integration Division of Logistics. Fluent in 5 languages and widely respected for his expertise in logistics and global operations, he received numerous honors recognizing his exceptional service. He was active in the Fairborn community, serving on the Fairborn City Schools Board of Education and on the Greene County Career Center Board. He served as a deacon and elder at the Central Avenue Church of Christ in Fairborn and ministered both locally and internationally. Don Pugh passed away on September 15, 2024, but he leaves his wife of 47 years, Dolores D. Pugh, his children, Adam Pugh and Melanie Brooks, and 5 grandsons, Gabriel, Zachary, Hunter, Jacob, and Andrew. His commitment to service, faith, and community continues to inspire those who knew him and the many lives he touched. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Donald Ray Pugh for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
I am deeply honored to accept this recognition from Fairborn City Schools in memory of my husband, Don. I'd like to begin by acknowledging our family who is here tonight. I'm especially grateful to have our children, Adam and Melanie, standing here with me, along with our daughter-in-law, Janine, son-in-law, Ricky, and our 5 handsome grandsons. Can you stand up so you can see how gorgeous they are? I also have my nephew, Dan, and his wife, Amanda. And I'm thankful that my father is here tonight. At 90 years old, he has been a steady presence in our lives. My mother would be here as well, but she is unable to attend due to illness. Don referred to them simply as Mom and Dad throughout our marriage. I also want to acknowledge our church family and our friends who are with us tonight. including my dear friends, the Bodacious Babes, you know who you are, and Sherry Green and her daughter Shannon. We have elders from our congregation here, and I'm just going to take a minute. Melanie Temples, Rhonda and Jeff Walton, Myrna and Keith Tarnovich, Penny Witt, Sharon Holland, Jana Kewick, her husband Carl, Jim and Karen Jacobs and their grandson Jaden. I think I got everybody. Fairborn has been a part of our family for generations. Don was class of 71. I was class of 75. Adam, class of 2000. And Melanie, class of 2003. Don's sisters, Missy, Sherry, and Rachel, and several of his nephews were also graduates of Fairborn. This district is woven into the story of who we are. Don believed in this district, not just as a place where students go to school, but as a community that shapes lives. That belief was nurtured during his time at Fairborn High School, where his desire to impact the world in a positive way was encouraged. And I don't want to forget that Don did have a favorite teacher, Edna Norville, who was a social studies teacher for him there. He was involved in clubs that promoted understanding and friendship among nations. And after graduation, he traveled to Europe, staying in hostels with other young people, building friendships and expanding his view of the world. Those experiences shaped a man committed to service, leadership, and connection. Those qualities also showed up in everyday moments. My sister-in-law reminded me that Don was incredibly proud of his senior year job as the potato boy at the local Ponderosa. I don't know if you remember that. He did it so well that one of his regulars gave him a $100 tip. And let's just say our dinner guests enjoyed the results of those potato skills for many years. Don carried that same work ethic and heart into everything he did. He served as a deacon and elder at the Central Avenue Church of Christ here in Fairborn, striving to live out his faith in how he treated others. He was fluent in 5 languages and knew a smattering of several others, including Swahili, and he used that gift to serve. His command of French played a key role in his work as a civil servant with the Air Force and the Department of Defense, where he served as a liaison to the United Kingdom and African countries. He gained a reputation as a skilled negotiator, particularly in Kenya, where French was served as the primary language among military leaders there. On evangelistic and medical mission trips to Nicaragua, he taught and connected with people in their own language. He helped baptize many of those he studied with and even performed a wedding ceremony, all in Spanish. For Don, those moments were about serving others. That same heart for service led to one of his greatest honors, being asked to give the baccalaureate speech for Adam's graduating class. And that same desire to serve led him back to the place where it had been nurtured, Fairborn City Schools. As a member of the school board and later as board president, Don worked tirelessly to support students, teachers, and families. But more than anything, he believed in showing up. He didn't just sit in meetings. He wanted to be in the schools, seeing firsthand what students and teachers experienced every day. On one such visit, he went into the cafeteria at one of the elementary schools and sat down with a group of young girls. He bought an apple, and being a true Texan, he pulled out his pocket knife to peel it. The girls' eyes got as big as saucers, and they quickly told him, "Mr. Pugh, you can't have that here." He immediately put it away and said, "You're right. Thank you for keeping me in line." That was Don. He showed up, he connected, and he listened, even when the lesson came from young students. And if you knew Don, you also knew his love for Fairborn football. Up until his traumatic brain injury in 2021, he rarely missed a game. The players, coaches, and band all knew he was there because he would yell Fairborn as loud and as long as he possibly could. And I think there may be some people here who remember that, especially his nephew Dan, his son Adam. And so on 3, I want to hear it the way Don would have said it. 1, 2, 3. Fairborn. Yeah, good job. Way to go. And that was Don. What set him apart was not just his dedication, but his heart. He cared deeply about doing what was right and about the future of every child in this district, including those he would never meet. This honor would have meant so much to him because it represents something he loved so deeply. You may have heard of the 5 love languages. Don showed his love in many ways, but one of his favorite love language was quality time. He showed up, he was present. But eventually time runs out. And I think if Don were here tonight, he would tell us to use whatever time we have to show up for each other, to serve others, and to make a difference where we are. That's how he lived, and that's the legacy he leaves behind. Thank you for remembering him. Thank you for honoring him. And thank you for continuing the work he cared about so much.
David Reichert graduated from Fairborn High School in 1991. At the age of 16, he joined the Fairborn Fire Explorer program and formally entered the fire service after earning his Level 2 firefighter certification from the Ohio Fire Academy and completing paramedic training at the Sinclair Community College. In 1993, he was hired by the Fairborn Fire Department as a firefighter paramedic and moved up the ranks from Lieutenant Battalion Chief of the Training Division, Division Chief of Operations, until he became the Fairborn Fire Chief in 2019. He completed the Ohio Fire Executive Program, serving as Training Chief for the Ohio Region 3 Rescue Strike Team, worked as a fire instructor with Clark State, and co-chaired the city's 9/11 Memorial Committee. His exemplary service was recognized in March of 2007 when he was awarded the Medal of Valor, one of the fire service's highest honors. He retired from the Fairborn Fire Department after nearly 30 years of service, but continues his commitment to public safety education by serving as an adjunct faculty member for the fire programs at Clark State College, helping to train future firefighters and first responders. He and his wife, Melissa, have 2 daughters, Madeline, Mrs. Samuel Schaefer, who is a registered nurse at Soin Medical Center, and Caitlin, Mrs. Tyler Wasson, who is a dental hygienist. Reichert enjoys spending time with his family and especially his grandson, Theodore. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present David W. Reichert for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Thank you very much. We were all talking before we got started about how nervous we were for our presentations and if we wrote anything down. No, I didn't write anything down. I steel trap until the curtains opened up and got to see everybody out here in the crowd. So first off, I'd like to thank Fairborn City Schools and the committee that puts this together. It is a huge honor to have been selected. Got the opportunity to talk to quite a few students this morning, and I also had the opportunity to see one of the teachers I had. I'm going to try to get through this. But significance in my life was Miss Parsons. It might have been because I had to spend quite a bit of time in her room learning, trying to remember what an adverb was and a and pronouns and everything else, and reminisced on the great big red pen that usually signed the majority of my paperwork. But again, I sincerely very appreciative of this award and the induction into this special group. I was simply a young kid that figured out what he wanted to do when he was pretty young. 8th grade, I knew what I wanted to do. High school, I was a extremely average student. I kind of keep that to myself. I've really never told my daughters how average a student I was. It was just enough to get through to follow what I wanted to do, and I knew that was to be a firefighter. And I knew where I wanted to do it was with the city of Fairborn. As in part of the bio, I did join the Explorer program with the city of Fairborn when I was 15 and was 16 years old. Besides having awesome parents, which I'll talk about here in a minute, I had amazing individuals that helped raise me as well. One of them sitting down here right now. I was not expecting it. But to help train me or teach me how to be a man, Bill Cappy was one of them. Spent a great deal of time, had some good chewings from Bill. But Bill taught me pride and ownership, taking care of your equipment, and if you're going to do a job, do it well. I had many of others that help raise me and create who I am today. It's been an honor. It's been the best job around, from being able to serve the citizens of this community, having the opportunity to work with some of the most amazing servants, the firefighters with the city of Fairborn. I'm extremely blessed to have come in when I did, to work and be grown up with men among men. Be about 5 years in September. I've been retired. I miss it dearly, but again, it's been an honor to be able to serve the community. Again, a huge thanks to Fairborn City Schools for this honor. But again, I would like to recognize a few people there in the crowd. My mother's here with my stepdad. My father was unable to be here. He's out in St. Louis. But they supported my endeavors and my dreams from the beginning and supported me the entire way. Never tried to turn me away from it. Took me to the fire station when I didn't have a driver's license. I have two friends. I have Jeff and Amy Kitzmiller. They're here, our best friends. Importance of that, I don't know if you guys have heard the term, find you a 3 a.m. friend. We all have 5 p.m. friends. There are a dime a dozen, but the 3 a.m. friends are the ones that you can call at any time and knowing that they're going to be there for you. And that is Jeff and Amy. Okay. My daughters. Extremely proud of them both, Madeline and Caitlin. We worked hard. We're just extremely proud. Melissa and I both wanted self-sufficient, independent women. And I used to say if I achieved and had self-sufficient, independent women and they hated me at the end of it, I would say mission accomplished. But I have two daughters that love spending time with their family. I think one of the biggest compliments that you can have as a parent is when your children want to be with you even if they don't have to. And they're with us a lot. Proud of their husbands. I consider them sons, Tyler and Samuel. They have been with us from the beginning, since the girls were little as well. But most important, I'll get it, is my wife, Melissa. She graduated from Wayne. We're not going to hold that against her. but has been by my side since I believe I was 14. She was 13 years old. We've dated for a very long time. She's been by my side from the beginning. If there's anybody that should be up here right now receiving this, should be her. If it wasn't for her, she's been with me from the great times to the bad times and to the extremely bad times as well. And has always been by my side and has been there to help stand me up, keep me moving. Also, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be retired. I'd still be working. I'd be broke, but I'd have some really nice cars sitting in the garage right now. So, but for them, again, nothing would be possible without them. So thank you again. I appreciate this. This is a huge honor and a nice putting a bow on hopefully a job well done. So thank you very much. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Martha Kilgore Riddle graduated in 1961 from Fairborn High School, where she was a member of the Flyerettes marching and dance groups, yearbook staff, and Future Teachers of America. She earned a Bachelor of Education degree from St. Mary's of the Springs University, where she was active in the modern dance program. She taught for 35 years in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades at Black Lane and South Elementary Schools, where she inspired her students to be good stewards of their community, and where she was recognized as Black Lane Teacher of the Year. A member of the Daughters of the American Revolution for 49 years, she has served multiple terms as an officer in the local Rebecca Galloway chapter and on state levels. She is also a board member of the Fairborn Area Historical Society, a member of the 9/11 Memorial Committee, a member and former board member of the B.W. Greenway Community Land Trust. She has been active in the preservation of local wetlands and woodlands. Recognized as one of Fairborn's leading historians, her work includes the preservation of cemeteries, maintaining historical records, and promoting the history of Fairborn. In 2025, she was recognized for her community service by being named a Legend of Fairborn. She and her husband, Bob, who is also a 1961 Fairborn High School graduate and former Fairborn educator, are the parents of a son, David, a graduate of Fairborn High School and Ohio University. Dr. Brackenhoff, it is my honor to present Martha Kilgore Riddle for induction into the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor.
Last but not least, first of all, a huge thank you to the Hall of Honor Committee and all the work and commitment that they have put forth now and over the years. And I would like to congratulate the 2026 Hall of Honor inductees. We are now a happy group. And I do want to give special thank you to my husband, Bob, and my son, David, for their continued support of the activities that I like to do. The Hall of Honor has been a unique experience, and it is nice to be honored for things that I love. When H.K. Baker hired me in 1966 at $5,000 plus a year, I did not expect to teach for 35 years for the Fairborn City Schools, and I loved teaching at Black Lane Elementary. I now enjoy spending time with my lovely DAR ladies, as well as learning about the lives and times of the history of Fairborn, Ohio, and I work with the Fairborn Area Historical Society. By the way, the Fairborn Area Historical Society is looking for a place to display all the historical items we have been collecting. Any ideas are welcome. So God bless you all, and happy birthday, America 250, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your attendance at tonight's celebration of pride, appreciation, and inspiration. These outstanding sons and daughters of Fairborn have accomplished outstanding achievements in their chosen fields. They've brought great pride to the Fairborn City Schools and the Fairborn community, and have made great contributions to people, communities, and causes. We are richer because their lives have touched us. May you continue to lead and inspire future generations. May I present to you, for your combined recognition, thank you, and tribute of appreciation, the Fairborn City Schools Hall of Honor Class of 2026. The immediate families and special guests will be joining the inductees and presenters in the Great Hall for a reception. I want to welcome the ushers up to escort the Hall of Honor inductees to the Great Hall. And please be sure to take a look at the Hall of Honor digital sign outside of Skyhawk Arena and the district portrait of a Skyhawk, which will inspire future generations. Thank you for attending this evening.